It was the worst kind of panic. You know, that moment when you're standing in front of the gate, looking at the flight information screen, and it hits you. Your flight's gone. I was connecting through a huge airport, think major international hub, the kind that feels like a labyrinth. I had maybe 40 minutes to make the connection. The first flight had been delayed, which is normal, right? It happens all the time. But, well, when I finally landed, the second flight had already left. Panic set in. I remember staring at the gate like it was some cruel joke. A part of me thought maybe I was in the wrong place. Maybe I just missed the signs. But no, my flight was gone, and I was stuck. I tried to stay calm, but my heart was racing. I mean, I wasn't just going to miss a flight, I was on my way to a job interview in another country. This wasn't some casual vacation. This was big. My career was on the line. I stood there, frozen. There were people rushing all around me, each of them with their own problems, and I felt utterly alone in mine. So I did what I think we all do when we're desperate. I grabbed my phone, and I Googled what to do when you miss a connecting flight, and that's when I remembered something I had signed up for months before. Something that had seemed like a nice to have at the time, but felt like a life-saving lifeline now, travel insurance. I wasn't sure if it would help, but I had to try. So I opened the app. I swear, the seconds felt like minutes as I quickly scrolled through, wondering if I was going to have to deal with a never-ending customer service hold. But no. I tapped a few buttons, and within minutes, someone was on the other end, asking if I was okay. I almost laughed. Was I okay? Of course not. But somehow, hearing someone's voice who wasn't panicking, who was calmly telling me what to do next, made all the difference. It was like someone had lifted the weight off my shoulders. They didn't just give me a generic answer either. They were on it, working to find me another flight, to rebook me, and most importantly, to ensure I wasn't stuck in an airport overnight, which was my worst fear at that moment. I'd heard stories about people waiting for hours, days even, for help when things went wrong while traveling. But this was different. The process was seamless. And then, the real twist came. When I thought about how much I'd paid for that insurance, I realized it was peanuts compared to the costs I'd have incurred without it. The new flight, rebooking fees, hotel stays, all those unexpected expenses would have added up quickly. But because of the travel insurance, I didn't have to pay a penny out of pocket. I still can't believe how easy it was to get things back on track, how quickly everything fell into place. It felt like a miracle, honestly. Now, I know it might sound like I'm over-exaggerating, but the stress of missing that flight wasn't just about the inconvenience. It was about the uncertainty, the what now. I think that's what really got to me, not knowing what would happen next. But that insurance? It turned a nightmare into a minor inconvenience. No calls to my boss to explain I might miss the interview, no scrambling to get another ticket. Instead, I was calmly rebooked, and I made it to my interview on time. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Life's unpredictable. Sometimes, it's not the big things that throw us off. It's the small things like missing a flight or losing luggage that can make the whole trip feel like a disaster. But travel insurance? It's like a little safety net that you won't appreciate until you need it. And trust me, you don't want to be in a situation where you need it and don't have it. I've used Orist at Insure for a while now, and I can honestly say it's one of the smartest things I've ever done. It's not some over-the-top sales pitch. It's just a real solution I've turned to when travel's thrown me curveballs. Check them out. You can find them on Google, or I'll leave the link in the description. I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to sell anything. I'm telling you because it made all the difference for me when I was standing there, stranded, wondering what to do next. So, if you're traveling anytime soon, don't overlook the safety net. You might not think you'll need it, but when you do, it'll save your trip.